Okay.
I really don't like that.
So, one, what do calcium channel blockers do, and what is a drug in the group? They block calcium channels, and they cause the relaxation of smooth muscles, and they slow conduction to the alien node. Latilizumab is an example. Also, Veramopil or Callan, one of our drugs from last week, is an example. Oh, page the farm book 167 for all of you who need to take one. And
Wow.
Passive aggressive much?
yeah, just forewarning, there's a lot of stuff in here that was from the lecture. I tried to include what lecture it was from, but it's kind of the way it goes. 2, in cardiogenic shock, the body tries to compensate in what 3 ways? 1, increasing contractile force. 2, improving preload. And 3, reducing peripheral vascular resistance. These can worsen the shock because lower peripheral vascular resistance can spur the kidneys to raise the BP via the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. Increasing the contractile force increases the myocardial O2 demand, which can further exacerbate the MI. This was from the lecture on cardiogenic shock on the 11th. 3, signs and symptoms of a patient with dissecting AAA, syncope, hypotensive shock, chest pain, ripping, tearing pain, and decreasing pulses in lower extremities. And in 2/3 of the cases, the semi-aorta is involved. This was also from the lecture on AAA's Gary. 4, 2 reasons for continual increase of end-tidal CO2. Increased CO production from seizures, fever, hypermetabolic state, or hypothyroidism, decreased ventilation, or equipment failure. This was taken from Dr. E. Sr.'s lecture on capnography. 5, the time interval of one small box. This is 0.04 seconds. This was on page 36 of the ECG's Made Easy book. The next
It's not even passive anymore, is it?
3 questions are taken from page 36 of the ECG Made Easy book. The time of one large box is 0.2 seconds. One small box height is 0.1 millivolts. And on a properly calibrated machine, 1 millivolt is the height of how many boxes? It is 10 small boxes. Again, page 36. ECG's Made Easy.
All right, 4 properties, characteristics of pacemaker cells. This was from the Chapter 2 lecture on ECG basics. Automaticity, the ability of pacemaker cells to initiate an electrical impulse without being stimulated from another source. Excitability or irritability, ability of cardiac muscle cells to respond to an outside stimulus. Conductivity, the ability of cardiac cells to receive an electrostimulus and conduct that impulse to an adjacent cardiac cell. And contractility, ability of cardiac cells to shorten, causing cardiac muscle contraction in response to an electrical stimulus. What is action potential? Page 34 of the ECG book. Reflects rapid sequence of voltage changes across cell membrane during the cardiac cycle. And that was actually kind of hard to find, an actual definition for action potential. Signs and symptoms of unstable VTach, number 11, page 186, ECG book. Signs and symptoms of hemodynamic instability related to VTach may include the following: acute altered mental status, chest pain or discomfort, hypotension, pulmonary congestion, shock, shortness of breath, plus syncope or near syncope may be the only warning of sudden onset VTach. The only warning symptom may be a brief period of lightheadedness, and then they're out. The first phase of the cardiac cycle, number 12, page 20, diastole phase. During that phase, atrium ventricles are relaxed and the atrium ventricular valves are open, and the blood is filling. Deoxygenated blood from the superior and inferior vena cava flows into the right atrium. 13, define peripheral resistance, page 22, 23. Blood pressure equals cardiac output times peripheral vascular resistance. I just put that in. That was a bonus. Peripheral resistance refers to the pressure of the systemic circulation or your blood pressure. It is after load or the amount of work. The left ventricle has to work against the blood. The greater the peripheral resistance, the harder the heart has to work. 14, stroke volume times heart rate equals cardiac output, page 22. 15, signs and symptoms of somebody with SVT, page 120. Acute changes in mental status, asymptomatic, or they may be asymptomatic. Dizziness or lightheadedness, dyspnea, fatigue, fluttering sensation in the chest, hypotension, ischemic chest discomfort, palpitation, signs of shock. Remember that SVT decreases cardiac output and decreases blood flow to the brain, and syncope is most likely to occur just after the onset of SVT or when the rhythm stops abruptly. What is a PAC? Page 111 to 112. A PAC, or preatrial contraction, occurs when irritable site within the atria fires before the next SA node impulse is expected to fire. It interrupts the sinus rhythm. If the irritable site is close to the SA node, the atrial P wave will look very similar to the P wave initiated by the SA node. The P wave of a PAC may be biphasic, flattened, notched, pointed, or lost in the preceding T wave. Look for early or premature P waves, positive P waves in week 2 that differ in morphology from the sinus P waves.
So 17 was part of one of Gary's lectures, were the characteristics of a right heart failure. So the right heart failure kind of leads to left heart failure and cor pulmonale, increased pressure in the pulmonary arteries, the right ventricle hypertrophy. There we go, came out. So there's a high pressure afterload that happens in COPD or other chronic pulmonary problems. Patients show poor perfusion, high capnography readings, they're tachycardic, they've got JVD, edema in the body and lower extremities, engorged liver, spleen, ascites, hypertension, high chest pain, and arrhythmias, usually PVCs or VTAC. 18 was from one of Dave's lectures before our break. What are the 5 criteria steps for interpreting ECG rhythms? And that's our rhythm rate, P wave, PRI, and QRS intervals. 19, what is stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 of hypertension? And this is from Gary's lecture that he said we wouldn't have to know, but we gotta know it. So stage 1 is 140 to 159 over 90 to 99. This is like diastolic and diastolic. So 140 over 59. 140 through 59 over 90 to 99. You guys kind of get what I mean by that? Okay. So stage 2 is anything over 160 to 100. Anything above, anything above 160 over 100. And then stage 3, systolic is above 179, diastolic is above 109. So there's ranges to that. It's kind of hard to explain, sorry. 20, how does the 12-lead look for a patient with pericarditis? And this was from the 12-lead ECG book on page 156. So pericarditis, I kind of gave like a little definition so we can get through that first. The pericarditis is when the pericardium becomes inflamed and causes more fluid buildup. More fluid to be excreted. The 12-lead ST elevation, not strictly grouped in any particular leads. And then you also see ST depression and leads AVR, and then the PR segment elevation in AVR with PR segment depression in other leads is a clue to pericarditis. So, you know, there's depression there's ST depression in AVR, and there's PR elevation in AVR. And then to verify, there's PR segment depression in all the other leads. Okay. don't know if it was this night. So 21 was defined preload, and that was from the 12-lead ECG. I got that out of the glossary part on page 303. And it's the force exerted by the blood on the walls of the ventricle at the end of diastole. 22. What is the difference between unifocal and multifocal PVCs? So this was in ECGs Made Easy, page 180 to 181. And unifocal and uniform and multifocal and multiform are kind of used in the same terms. So unifocal is PVCs that look alike in the same lead and begin from the same anatomic site within the ventricles. And then the multifocal or multiform is PVCs that look different from one another in the same lead, but often do not arise from the same anatomical site. So uniform or multiform, consider more serious than uniform because the multiform is considered more serious than uniform because they suggest a greater area of irritability in the myocardial tissue. 23 is from ECGs Made Easy, page 250 to 251. What are the characteristics of a pace rhythm? And you'll see atrial pacer spikes before the P wave and ventricular pacer spikes before the QRX complex or sometimes both.
So as you're moving on to the next, on the 12 lead for pericarditis, there's a couple different things we talked about. Part of what you talked about, Brianne, is on. But one of the things we talked about, why is this such a problem? Why can't you call a STEMI with pericarditis?
Because it's not a true infarction, is it?
It's not, but what else, it sure looks like one.
See, like all leads?
There you go. So the idea that you see in multiple leads, you see that cupping. Remember we talked about the smiley face type thing in terms of the ST type thing? That's classic in terms of pericarditis. You're gonna hear that from Dr. E this afternoon as well. I'll talk some more about that. But the classic thing is you're going to see it universally across the thing, and instead of contiguous leads, you're going to see it universally across the 12 leads. So as much as sometimes you may want to call it a STEMI, you can under the circumstances.
Alright, so number 24. You note a rhythm which is regular at 80 a minute, no paced waves or PR interval, QRS of 0.14 seconds. What is the rhythm? Accelerated idioventricular, page 185, table 6.4. A little extra there.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Am I sure?
Accelerated.
I know it's not hypo K.
Huh?
I would not put that.
Okay.
Just kidding. Idioventricular. Jack's still a little jaded. Yeah. No, we're not there.
Alright, number 25. What is the rhythm of the ventricular rhythm, which is irregular, regular atrial rate? Rate is 44 a minute. P waves present, more P waves than QRS. PR interval inconsistent with QRS, and a QRS of 0.14 seconds. I got second degree type 2 from page 213, table 7.3. What is the algorithm for pulseless VTAC VFib? For the algorithm handout, you guys want to read the whole algorithm? You all have the algorithm, right? So we're good. 27. What is the rhythm when you note a regular rhythm, rate of 130, P wave for every QRS, and QRS for every P wave? PR interval of 0.16, QRS of 0.06 seconds. Sinus tachycardia, page 89, table 3.4. What is the algorithm for the patient in symptomatic bradycardia? It's in your algorithm packet. What are the characteristics of polymorphic VTAC? That's on page 188, table 6.6. Ventricle rhythm may be greater, or maybe regular or irregular. Rate, ventricle rate of 150 to 300, typically between 200 and 250. No P waves, no PR interval, QRS of 0.12 or less with gradual alteration. Number 30, the rhythm in which a rate is regular with a rate of 66 a minute, P waves present, PR interval of 0.24, QRS of 0.1, page 209, table 7.1, first degree block.
is the rhythm, which is regular with a rate at 70 a minute, inverted P waves, PR interval of 0.12 seconds, and QRS of 0.08 seconds. It's accelerated junctional rhythm, page 161, ECG book. What is the rhythm, which is regular at a rate of 200, no discernible P waves, no PR interval, QRS of 0.08 seconds, SSVT, page 119, ECG book. What are the characteristics of a junctional escape rhythm? Regular, 40 to 60 beats a minute. P waves and leads 2-3 AVF. P waves can occur before, during, or after the QRS. The P wave is inverted. PR interval. If a P wave occurs before the QRS, the PR interval will usually be 0.12 seconds or less. If no P wave occurs before the QRS, there will be no PR interval. QRS duration 0.11 seconds or less. And that's page 161 of the ECG book. 34, what is the rhythm, which is regular? 40 minute, P waves present. PR interval 0.14 seconds, QRS 0.08 seconds. That's sinus Brady, page 88. 35, what is the rhythm with QRS, which is irregular, 150. Sawtooth P waves 3 to 1. The QRS, no PR interval. QRS 0.08 seconds. That's 3 to 1 A flutter, page 133. 36, what is the algorithm for the BTAC of the pulse? And that is your algorithm sheet. 37, pericarditis is inflammation of the pericardium. That's page 1 of cardiac tamponade versus pericarditis in your Dropbox. And then what is the difference between absolute and relative refractory period? Absolute corresponds with the onset of the QRS complex to approximately the peak of the T wave. Cardiac cells cannot be stimulated to conduct an electrical pulse no matter how long the stimulus. Relative corresponds with the downslope of the T wave. Cardiac cells can be stimulated to polarize if the stimulus is strong enough. And that's page 29 to 30 in your ECG book.
All right, Kieran was nice enough to pick up Christina's questions because we didn't know she was gone. We just sent these out, but I'll read them out here. 39. OPQRST associated with CHF. This is a lecture from Gary with the cardiac assessment. The O, gradual over several days. P, lying flat makes it worse. Q, chest pressure. R, it may radiate. Severity S may vary. And timing usually at night. 40, what are the two ways that angina can show up on cardiac rhythm? We have ischemia, T-wave inversion, and ST depression. 41, the circumflex supplies what portions of the myocardium and conduction system? Left atria, lateral left ventricle, small portion, 15% or of inferior. And posterior left ventricle, SA node, 40% of people. AV bundle, 10 to 15% of people. 42, what is depolarization? When a cell receives an electrical impulse, an influx of sodium changes the threshold potential of the cell, making it more positive, thus creating an electrical impulse that just flows down the cell. 43, 5 to 10% of hypertensive patients are defined as secondary hypertension. What does this mean? It means the disease of the kidneys, heart, arteries, endocrine system causes the hypertension. Remember, the primary is the idiopathic, or we don't know. 44, name patients who are at risk for atypical cardiac symptoms. And those are our elderly, diabetics, and females. Any questions?